So we had to throw it back just in case kuliko bajawamu 205 2000. We had to do that. We had to throw it back. So you were telling me this song was recorded in 1997.
1998.
1998.
97, yeah.
97.
Yeah, 97, sometime in June. Yeah.
Interesting. So maybe you can just tell us some background, some inspiration when you were recording this song back then.
This was inspired first and foremost by some folklore song which I used to listen to on radio when I was a young guy. So I said, okay, fine, I need to make a rendition of this beautiful song. And then I said, okay, but what topic am I going to talk about? So the idea of me addressing the issue of some woman who leaves a guy when he's down, and then she wants to get him back when he's well-to-do. So I said, okay, this is a topic, and I know this actually affects a lot of people around. So if I sing about it, a lot of people will respond. And I gave it a go. Oh, something happened. Yeah, it blew up, and then
it was one of the biggest songs in the country.
Yeah, it was so surprising, and I'm even surprised that even today it still is. And when I perform at some shows, you find people are singing along word for word. So I think I really appreciate the feedback that I've gotten from the Zambian people.
Let's talk about money-wise. Did we earn some money back then with the song?
I think back then we earned more money in terms of music, because we had cassettes to sell, we had CDs to sell, and then also we had live performances to do, and then we had a few good corporate engagements that we did, like the Zesco Billbuster. That was the biggest, I think, on the Zambian music scene, because they gave us I think the air treatment of an artist being engaged by a corporate institution, where you are on a payroll, for a middle management kind of payroll, and then also you are provided with a motor vehicle and a driver. So every time you are still at home, you think like it's the usual, where I have to go jump on a bus to go to work or to go to the studio. You find they're telling you, oh, the car has come, is outside, and the driver is already dusting it up and waiting for you. You get out, you find the driver tells you, boss, don't open the door, I'll open it for you. So that kind of treatment, Yeah, so I would say, I think music is something very, very nice and very paying, and it usually takes you places. So
yeah. So maybe the other thing I'd like to find out as well, this is one of the questions that I'd like to find out. I've been meaning to find out is how did you find yourself in the industry and just find yourself the inspiration and just say, okay, I want to do music and take it professional?
Yeah, it's a funny story. I think I was about grade 11, somewhere there, grade 10, 11. Yeah, that's when because when I come from a family of, we were brought up by mom. So every evening we had no entertainment. So what she used to do is to tell us to sing for ourselves in the house. And then from there she would choose the best singer for the day. So that's how my inspiration for music started. And then also about two of my other brothers were already in the music industry before me. So that's how I got that inspiration. And then also the time I went to Zimbabwe for my school, I mingled with a lot of good artists in Zimbabwe who also encouraged me. And then everybody up there kept on telling me, but you cannot make it here because this is not your country. Go back to your home and do what you want to do here. So that's how come I came back, and then went straight into the studio. I was given money to pay for my journalism course, and I diverted it without my mother knowing where the money went. I took it to the studio.
Yeah.
I did my first recording, which was Chamanyazi, the Chamanyazi album, where that was my debut. And then Mom was surprised to see me on TV, on ZNBC.
Yeah.
And she started asking me about school. I told her, no, don't worry, Mom, I'm going to go to school. So after that, I started performing cabaret performances with some bands at Fairview Hotel. Yeah, they gave me a good contract, and the money that I was earning at Fairview Hotel took me back to college, where I did my journalism diploma course. And then after that, it's been all systems go musically. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Let's talk about, I know maybe if you were to do a comparison between back then and now, do you also sometimes feel like back then you had more advantage of making money compared to now? Because I feel like now we have so many artists who are doing music compared to then.
Yes, we have so many artists. I think both have got their advantages and disadvantages. But the major advantage we had that time was, I think we had very few media institutions. So if I come to Joy, it would mean the whole country is listening to Joy. And if I go to ZNBC TV, the whole country is watching ZNBC TV. So my impact would like go out so fast, and the feedback was instant. Though we didn't have, I think we had very few people with phones that time. So most of the feedback was on a one-on-one. You meet people on the street and they tell you what they watched and how they feel about what you were doing. Yeah, so that was a kind of response. And then in terms of money, I think the sales were instant. You release an album, you do your press pack, take it to the media institutions. Immediately the song starts playing, people start looking for the music and buying it from the streets, from sounds, from a few music stores that we had dotted around the country. So that's how it used to happen. And then, funny enough, I remember we even used to sell about 150 per cassette. Yeah, which was, I think it can be compared to what we're selling the music currently. Yeah, and then in as much as we were hard hit by piracy then, because music was a bit scarce it wasn't readily available because we were doing it on a small scale kind of thing, and the demand was up there. So that was one of the major setbacks that we had. We could not manage to supply the market because the demand was overwhelming. Yeah, and in terms of live shows, I think when we started, it was a bit rough because the music scene was mostly dominated by Western music, Congolese music and South African music. The Brenda Fassie's, Lucky Dube, those were the in thing that time. So when we started, people could not believe that a Zambian act can actually perform at that level. So it took us a bit of time, but with time, people accepted us and people appreciated us, and I think I'm really appreciative of how it's been since the time we started to date.
Okay, so the other thing, I know I was just doing my background check about what the current artists are fighting for. They are fighting for going international. In your time, what was your goal? What were you trying to achieve?
Like I said, I started like anybody else. I wanted to go international, and that was the reason I went to Zimbabwe for school, because my main aim was to make a break in Zimbabwe. But I was told by the right people that I can only make it in my home. And once you are proven to be a good artist in your home, the whole world is going to dance to you. This is how come we've come to know about other international artists. So the first thing that every artist, whether old or young, should do is to impress the local market first. Once the local market has accepted you, appreciated you, then it's easy for you to go international. It doesn't make sense for you to rush to be on the international record, but the people back home don't know you. You see, I've managed to travel to about 3-4 continents because of music, and my music is appreciated there because of the response that the people at home and the recommendation that people have gotten about me from home. So if the people at home can recommend that I'm a good artist, then it's easy for me to make a breakthrough on the international scene. Other than you're not known home, sometimes it works, but most of the times it doesn't work. You have to have at least a track record for you to be appreciated or accepted anywhere you go. Yeah.
Okay, so what type of music would you say this type of music describes Zambian music? I was also doing a research. I feel like a few artists have tried to do Zamrock.
Yeah, Zamrock, we had it, I think that was
1970s?
70s,
Yeah.
up to about early 80s. Then after that, there was an influx of what we call today Kalindula, which was more of the Zambian rhythm from all the provinces. Though it's called Kalindula, but it had the influence of Siomboka, it has the influence of Chingande, influence of Chimtari, influence of Kalindula, and all the other Zambian tribes. That was a time, I think, when we had people like PK Chishala and others coming on the scene. Then after that, we had our era of, which was the combination of analog and digital music, where we have people like Victor Kachaka, people like Omat Mapara, the late, may he so rest in peace, Burning Youth, Daddy Zemas, I've said already. And Ballad Zulu. Yeah, there was that time, and that was the time which brought in digital, because that was the time we started using computers to make our music. And after that time, it took off, and it's been coming and coming until the time we were picked by Mr. Nyurenda at Movie, where he sponsored us solely to do music as work. And that's how come we brought up the idea of, we said we've got the music in terms of audio, but we need to put picture to it. And that's how come Movie was in the forefront of doing the videos that we did that time, the Dialeros, the I Got You, the Gun Culture by St. Michael. That was the era that kind of also moved Zambian music to another level, up to the time when I think Mondo came in a bit late, when we had already moved miles and miles ahead of bringing up the Zambian music industry. And then Mondo also just came and added the icing on the cake. Things blew up to another level. Then a lot of people started believing in Zambian music, and here we are today. I think almost every Zambian function is playing or dancing to Zambian music, which to me is a very big achievement. I really appreciate the Zambian people, the Zambian audience, for supporting us.
Amazing. So we're still throwing it back before we get back to a new song.
Okay, sure.
So here's another song that we decided to get to play tonight. I don't know if you remember it.
I do.
Coolest DJ in town, DJ Pressure T.
Another Saga remix. Chamanyazi.
Masiku wakale, sikwati na lukala, sikwa, bana nujimasale, mama mwele, 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 Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Kaleza kaningambe, nichikondi chatepa. Kaleza kaningambe, kaningambe ngambe. Kaleza kaningambe, nichikondi chatepa. Kaleza kaningambe, kaningambe ngambe. Kaleza kaningambe, kaleza kaningambe. Kaleza kaningambe, kaningambe ngambe.
Helping you relax and reflect on the day. Reflect on the day.
But I'm a
Central Province, we're taking over. It's 93.1 Joy FM.
nyimbo za kale zinikumbusha mama. Nyimbo za kale.
The coolest DJ in town, DJ Pressure T. Joy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary James Chamanyazi.
Lekeni ndande, nani no munandi ine, eo na temenwe ine, na mutemenwe ngomu kwasu ine, puli konse, muli pionse, twale babonse, alitengo mu kwasu, gerubati uyu, shabukire wino wande, nati boy shindikago, tule ya mwana batokota, Bintu dokota mpimine amashiwe yo anjebele atile ufilo kwikala positive living winenuka bengi ababe pyo waba webe kono munobe ude wachetekela sana tunaebele bagiru bati bena banshitisha nari semana kale Kale positive. Ufilo kwikala positive living winenuka. Bengi ababe fyowa. If you are not infected, you affected. So be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. If you are not infected, you affected. So be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper.
Musebanya weka no mokotwaya refuge wena nakokufwaya munando twimba na umukwaya ewansungile nkama kumaulula pasote mbaba nina lasanga mosoles kozuni backbite yani Suarez konsena bepusha shadishani chachine fitumfolo chabashani twebenga chishinka kali aka akashishi kashinga takwali ata kumafya ishila bantu nalasimi na fefya ishila bantu kabulu ele chimo fene chifuwa stigme yo chimo fene obukuwa nari sebana kale nari sebana kale nari sebana kale nebo tenshana kabulaya nari sebana kale nari sebana kale nari sebana kale nebo tenshana kabulaya nari sebana kale nari sebana kale nari sebana kale nebo tenshana kabulaya nari sebana kale nari sebana kale nari sebana kale nebo tenshana kabulaya.
Still having a chat with Mr. James Chamanyazi right here on the Touchdown on a Tuesday edition, 13th of October 2020, and still finding out a few things from our studio guest tonight on Joy FM. It is exactly 7 p.m. right now, and still holding it down right here on Joy FM. So the other thing I'd like to find out is the current situation that is also trending. I don't know if you came across this. It's to do with buying music, and it's a concern.
It's everyone's concern.
It's a concern.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you take some time to also check out people's opinion on what they think and how some people are responding to that, saying why they can't buy music. Maybe let's get your opinion on what you think.
I think my opinion is the government has let us down on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the government is losing a lot of money, so they need to think the right position for themselves in terms of making money out of music. Because all the laws that are governing the arts, especially the Zamkops Act, even I think the Zicta Act, these are the things that we need to make sure that we amend to the current status, which is to the current trends which are happening worldwide, because music has gone digital. So there's no need for us to be talking of what do they call? There are those labels they were putting on CDs. We used to call them holograms.
Yeah.
We don't need to be talking about holograms anymore. What we need to be talking about is the Zicta Act or the Zamkops Act, which is making sure that all the downloads, all the airplays that Zambian music is receiving is monetized. So that can only happen not with the people, but the government putting the acts that will protect. We need the law that will protect the music. So for as long as the government does not come in, we can sing this song even 20 years, nothing is ever going to change, because for instance, the Zamkops Act is very weak in terms of collecting royalties from people who use music, be it buses, bars, nightclubs, hotels, and radio stations, because the law which looks at that is very weak. It's not a law which we can say has got force or has got teeth in it. It's so weak. So we need those laws to be amended. And then when it comes to music sales, you find mobile phone operators are abusing a lot of our music. People who've got some computers in the compound are abusing this music free of charge when they're supposed to be paying for that service. So all these things can only happen if we have laws that are protecting this industry. For as long as we don't have laws, I think we are not going to change anything. And even the young generation that's coming up with good music are all going to be to die poor because they can't make money. We need to find a way. We need to tell the government to really give us these laws and let these laws start producing money, which in turn will make the musicians start paying the right taxes to the government, and the government will benefit. Because there's a lot of music. Music is liked by everyone. Music is played at funerals. Music is played at parties. Music is played when somebody is depressed. At all kind of situations. So people need music. Music is just like food. So it should be looked at with that seriousness it deserves, and things will change.
Okay, so the other thing I'd like to find out is, do you feel now we have more pirates because of technology compared to when you were doing music then?
Yeah, I think now the piracy is worse, because when we're selling cassettes and CDs, it would mean somebody sitting, running computers, duplicating CDs, and then taking them to town for sale. But now it's just by a click of a button on your phone, you have that music. And then the sorry side is most of our music in Zambia, because we don't have professional record labels, it's more on free downloads. So people are just accessing it for free. The people who are benefiting are either YouTube, Facebook, or these people with those same blogs which distribute this music. So we cannot make money out of it. The only thing that artists are getting is the popularity out of it. And then also, it would have been nice if we had this. Once you get this fame that you want from your music, then the corporate comes in. But the Zambian corporate are not so helpful in terms of improving the arts in Zambia. You know, like in other countries. In other countries, once you get a corporate endorsement, it means everything changes. But we've seen a lot of our artists, even today, who've been given corporate contracts, but I think the monetary gain out of those contracts that the artists are getting cannot really change the life of that artist. So that's the difference between, I think, Zambia and most of even the countries even here in Southern Africa. I'll give an example of Malawi. Malawi lent a lot of things from Zambia in terms of copyright. I remember that time I was in the Zamcorps board, so we would exchange notes with people from Malawi. But Malawi today, the copyright society in Malawi has got more teeth than the Zambian one, and it's even a wing of the government, you see. So meaning that the government has seen that they really need to partner with the artists, and they really need to make the money from the artists. But with the Zambian government, fine, we have the Minister of Tourism and Arts, but are we dominant as artists in that ministry? We are most of the times secondary citizens. So those are some of the weaknesses that I see, and I would love to see, I think even the current minister, if he can really make sure that he changes that perception. Let music stand out. Let music be looked at as a profession, other than looking at music to be a by the way. Music has brought a lot of changes to this country. People cannot even ask me what changes or what good has music brought about. The current government is in government because of music. I think everybody knows about that. So that's the power of music. But we expect the people in government to give us what we deserve. I'm not begging for anything. This is our birthright. You know, creativity must pay. music creativity especially should pay up, should make an artist survive out of it, other than it becoming a hobby. But where we're heading to slowly, it's becoming a hobby because somebody cannot make a living out of it. But yet we've seen people, I like to call a spade sometimes. Most of the shops that you see at town center, they've made their money out of abusing Zambian music, and they are rich. That goes to show you how rich Zambian music is. But the problem we have is it's not well governed, it's not well run. And for as long as we have just the musicians there and these other players, the important players in the industry are not there, we're not going to get anywhere. We need to have all the professional people, the marketers. We need to have all the professional backing that we need from the government. We need statutes, we need we need everything that is going to protect us. For instance, foreigners can just walk into this country, make their millions and walk away with them. But when I go to Zimbabwe, for instance, I cannot put up a show in Zimbabwe without being questioned by, first and foremost, the customs, the immigration in Zimbabwe, and the, sorry to use this word, the ZRA of Zimbabwe. So these are things that's why I'm saying music is important. Music is just as important as any other economics that the country is surviving on, just like mining. But the problem that we have is the governing of this industry is so mediocre. We need concerted efforts. We need the corporate to come in also and help us elevate music to its actual and normal standard elsewhere in Africa or
all right.
in the world.
So still having a chat with the James Chamanyazi. I know people out there want to come through and get interactive right here on our tonight's edition. So like I did mention that you can get to be part of the show right here by calling us up on the number 0960-969-269 or 0953-323738. The other thing I'd like to find out on the other side is issues to do with cyberbullying on social media. Let's talk about that on the other side. But for now, you have a new song with T-Boy.
Yeah, T-Boy, and it's produced by the high grade himself, Mr. Tishon.
Yeah.
I think it's one thing, like I've always said, music is a universal language, and music knows no age. Provided you are all artists, I think you always find a way to click, and I think it was happiness, it was fun, it was a good experience working with the guys and then sharing ideas and then coming up with that piece.
Let's go play the song. Let's we'll get back with more right here on The Touchdown.
Nyimbo za kale zinikumbusha mama. Nyimbo za kale zinikumbusha mama. Zinikumbusha mama. Bashi magindi na mashi wipa nono ine. Bashi magindi na mashi wipa nono. Ndefaya njipusheko. Bashi magi icho mularira kunse mwehe. Ryonse chinchi icho muno mungandata mwabai mwe chinchi bashi magi. Ngabu vyashi mulepo enda mivyalira nebo. Chito ya panganda imwe nchicherwa kuipika tata. Njebeni bashi magi ngani mumalonda njishibe. Ngate mumalonda njishibe. Ndamisungile ngandapye njebeni. Oh, njebeni. Bashi magindi na mashi wipa nono ine. Mashi magindi na mashi wipa nono. Ngefaya njipusheko. Bashi magi icho mularira kunse mwehe. Lyonse chinshi icho muno mungandata mwabai mwe chinshi bashi magi. Nchito ya panganda imwe magi ngani bumalonda njishibe ngata bumalonda njishibe ndamisungile ngandapye njebeni oh njebeni azikazi muchenjere nazimunaena azikazi muchenjere nazimunaena usati mukaona suti wayu na pesa mwamunapa osati mukaona tai mekumeku na pesa mwamunapa chachabe musaone motoka hizi ni nyumba musaone matai yayo kulyera muvikopo analira sisi analira roda analira sisi analira roda pamena segura chiseko kumbela fungo ya njala yuvuma munganda oh munganda fuma munganda chachabe musaone motoka hizi ni nyumba musaone masuti yayo kulyera muvikopo analira sisi analira roda analira sisi analira roda pamena segura chiseko kumbela fungo la njala yufuma munganda oh munganda nyimbo za kale zinikumbusha mama nyimbo za kale zinikumbusha mama ukwatu mama ukwatu neo para bachenda basusewo kabelebele nzekulira kabelebele aligoma ukaine temo rastaine shiranda n'abantu temo rastaine akati tombwiza nyimbo za kudala ndipo senzolira tombwiza nyimbo za kudala ndipo senzolira echibe ana wadada
Joy.
Nakana newa mama nakana newa mama nakana chikwati chote timwe nakana kunkala kote tiwo nakana newa mama nakana newa mwisho nakana chikwati chote timwewe nakana kunkala kote tanzanga nakana
Amazing song. How many years are we talking about now in the industry? How many years?
About 27.
Eish, 27 years.
Only.
That's a long time. Anyways, that's an amazing song. You know, I could tell the difference between your time and our time now. The music, how it sounds. I don't know if you are able to tell the difference.
Not
The
really.
quality-wise.
Oh, okay.
Due to our technology now, and compared to those days,
Yeah, I think we are just lacking a few mastering.
Yeah.
Of we need to remaster most of the old stuff, and I'm sure it can come out nice and clean. Yeah, but I think technology-wise, I think the current situation is tops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so earlier on I did ask you a question because I want to find out your opinion. This is something that I've seen happening a lot on social media. Cyberbullying. I don't know, we would like to get your opinion as well. We have seen this happening to a lot of artists. When this celebrity gets married, there's always issues to do with people cyberbullying and other stuff right there. I don't know. Do you have any opinion in those regards?
It's a double-sword situation. I think the other part is the artists themselves. They bring it upon themselves because they are not able to separate their showbiz life and their private life. You know, I think an artist has got a private life. So there are certain things that we're supposed to make sure they are private, and there are certain things that are supposed to be for showbiz. Showbiz is just Chamanyazi is Chamanyazi. James Ngoma is a different person. So and this is why I think even in the States or in the Western world, you find a paparazzi is actually earns a living out of following, because they want to know what Beyonce is doing when she's not doing music. So that's how important that other life is. But in Zambia, you find most of our artists always want to drag their private life into their musical life. I remember, I think, some wise words that Oliver Mtuku used to say whenever we meet, where he used to say, you are not your music. Your music is the star and not you. You should concentrate on working and composing new music that is going to compete with the old music that you've done. So always, as an artist, we need to know that there are times that I'm called Chamanyazi and there are times that I'm my mother's child. If I'm not able to differentiate the two, then I don't know what I'm doing in the music industry. Because showbiz, when it's showbiz, I'm going for a show, I have to know that I'm this time I'm this character. But when I'm for instance attending my relative's funeral, I'm not the artist. I'm a relative who's going to mourn my brother or my cousin or any relationship of mine. I need to act as such. And just like even in an artist is like an actor on stage. When you're off stage, you cannot continue with the character that you were on stage. When you're off stage, you get back to your normal you have to act as you. And that's the other thing that I've seen, that most of our artists, I know it's because they need to have numbers on social media. They are not able to separate the two. And at the end, you find that they've ended up exposing themselves and having themselves bullied on social media because of their recklessness. Yeah. Okay.
The other thing as well, I'd like to find out, there's also a campaign that you are also doing in line with malaria with the European.
Okay. Yeah, we like I've said, you have first to what word can I use? You should first prove to the local people that you can make it international. So I think there's a gentleman I work with called Push. I worked with Push about 15 years ago when we were doing some campaigns for Oxfam, some international organization, and we were doing a campaign on trade. I worked with him. We had a very successful work. After that, there is a project called End Malaria. So when he looked at Africa and Zambia in particular, I wanted an artist from Zambia. He contacted me and said, we are working on an international project for malaria, to end malaria. So I was involved in a project during the COVID period, and I recorded it. I recorded the voices on my phone for the song. I recorded the visuals on my phone, sent to Europe, and then there are artists from Sri Lanka, India, from Pakistan, Spain, America, and the UK. So we teamed up to do this song. Actually, Zimbabwe, Malawi is also there. So we did a song called Win This Way.
Win?
Is Win This Way.
Okay.
This is a campaign song we are using to let the world know about malaria. Also, let the people know that malaria is a deadly disease. In as much as we have the COVID currently taking its toll on us, but I think malaria is the number one killer. So we need to push for good legislation from our governors. We need to push for this information that people need to rush to the hospitals to get treated on malaria. And also we need to end malaria, because malaria starts with me and ends with me. So if I know some information about malaria, it means I cannot suffer from it. I cannot die from it. So we need to go out to the people in the remotest of our communities and let them know about the dangers of malaria. Zambia is one of the countries which has been most hit by the scourge. So we need to let the people know. We need to let the people understand how to treat themselves from this deadly disease, and then also from the mosquitoes. And also we need to get our government to make sure that they give us the right, medication, the right treatment, the right laws to make sure that we eradicate malaria from our continent, Africa.
Okay, so do you also have some plans of maybe visiting people as I know you are doing your part in your music, but also do you also have plans maybe for people who don't have access sometimes to the information that you are giving right now? Do you also go out there physically as James Chamanyazi to go and maybe talk about these things?
Yeah, I think that's one thing which has helped me to survive this industry. I've been doing a lot of sensitization campaigns, starting from HIV/AIDS. Still part of the early child education campaigns, and now I have this malaria campaign which has just come on, and a lot of other campaigns. And this is why I'm never mostly performing in major cities or doing club shows. Most of the times I'm in the rural areas talking to people, meeting people, educating people about a lot of these scourges, a lot of these things, and also about their rights and life. So most of the times I would say I've been to most of the rural parts of this country, and it's we really need to do more, especially us as artists. We really need to give back to the people out there who support us in this in different times. But again, the people, the corporate world, the government, and even the NGOs need to know that in as much as we volunteer for them to do this work, we need to survive. So they need to provide the necessary, things that will make us do this job and make it a success. Like I've said, I've worked with Push on a lot of projects, and we've toured, we've traveled the world, talking to people even in India, in the rural of India, from Zambia. So this is the kind of impact that an artist can make. And so not one artist from Zambia look down upon themselves. All they need to do is make sure they continue with the pushing of their works, and then continue doing positive music. Because fine, I'm not saying it's not good to do popular music. It's good because it sells you and you get to be known in as quick as you can. But at the same time, you need to be doing developmental music, because this is what is going to build you. This is what is going to make you survive the harsh music, the harsh Zambian music condition, where there are no promoters. Because the only promoters, people who call themselves promoters in Zambia, are people who own bars. But musically, professionally, a music promoter is not that person who owns a club or a bar. A music promoter is a person who promotes music. He takes you from an exclusive place to even the remotest place and make sure that there's an audience for you. You perform. He's not there for the money, but fine, money comes second, but the first major thing that a promoter is supposed to do, and this is why Zambian music sometimes cannot grow to that international level, because we don't have investors who can actually get money from their pockets. Very few, I think, if we can think of any, that have taken money from their other businesses, invest into music, and then make it grow, and the people respond, and then they start making their money, and the artist gets his money out of it. Those are what we call music promoters. And then these are things that I'm talking about that the National Arts Council needs to make sure that they provide for us. We need to have even an association of music promoters to be there to look at the interest of the musicians, to look at the interest of the music business, not where we have corporate institutions becoming music promoters, beginning to bring foreign artists to perform in Zambia. That's not their job. Their job is to do their corporate job. The music business should be handled by a music promoter who is well vested with the Zambian laws, so that they are able to make the government benefit in terms of the taxes that the foreign artist is going to pay. And then even the local artist, I think us as musicians, we would love to see a situation where even when they are presenting a budget in parliament, they are saying we made even 5% of the GDP of that particular year. This money came from the music industry or the arts industry, because we are an industry. We don't want to live on lip service. I would love to see a situation or a time where a musician is going to contribute a song for free to a political party of his choice because he feels he needs to contribute, but not where you are called and somebody tells you, I'll pay you so much, or if you want to survive, do a song for this particular party and survive. No. We should be able to stand on our own, go into the game and make people realize what we are worth. It's the same as I've had situations where when an artist wants to go into politics, they always say, why do you want to leave music and get into the music? I mean, anybody. I don't remember at any time in this country where we've had somebody who was born a politician until the time they became president. They were all doing other professionals. And at a certain time, so to be a politician, you don't need to go to but you don't need to be somebody else other than a musician. Even a musician can be a musician, provided, a politician, if he knows what he wants to achieve. The other issue is people have been saying musicians are cheapening themselves by inclining themselves to political parties. I don't think so. A musician is a service provider. If a corporate institution comes to me and says, do us a jingle, I do them a jingle and the jingle becomes popular. It means I've been paid for a service and I've provided a service. That doesn't mean I am part of that organization. I was contracted. Just like a person who provides food at a wedding or at a funeral or at a political party.
Sorry to cut you short. So if you were called to perform for a certain political party when they are having campaigns somewhere, and maybe they approach you and say, we're going to pay you so much, would you agree?
I would agree, because I need to feed my family, I need to pay my bills. And then I want people to also look at me from that same perspective. I'm providing a service. That doesn't mean I belong to that party. I'm providing a service. Unless if me as an individual, I declare that I belong to this party. But for me as a service provider in terms of entertainment, sound and all, I should be looked at as a professional. Then we'll be getting somewhere. I've seen a lot of times, many a times, that you see an artist is hired to perform at a particular function, then everybody starts to label them to be that particular group. That is wrong. An artist is a service provider. Just like a person who provides a marquee at State House and the other day provides a marquee at a funeral. The only thing he's doing is providing a service. People are in need of that service. You provide it. That's the same as a musician. people are in need of entertainment, you go, and it only becomes an issue if I declare myself to be this particular cadre of a particular party. Yeah.
All right, Mr. James Chamanyazi, time is not on our side. But anyways, I want to say this: we are celebrating you today on the show.
I really appreciate. Thanks so much.
I don't know if you know about Ken Dumbo.
Ken Dumbo, yes, is my good colleague.
He did something.
But if you had the privilege to watch ZMBC those days on a President TV or a Sharp TV, you will agree with me that a day would not pass without a video of this song Dialelo playing on ZMBC. But that is not the end. The reason why I love James Chamanyazi's music is the fact that it had a lot of messages in it. Another song that James Chamanyazi brought to us was a song entitled Mbambande, where he was actually talking about, how people laugh at certain couples when they are starting, but in the end, those couples that are laughed at end up being the most strongest couples. Here's a song entitled Mbambande.
So we're not here to talk about the song, but from that you can tell that the impact that you made to a lot of us is huge.
I really appreciate the support and the feedback that I'm getting from the people. And I think this is one thing which has kept me going. There's been times that I've thought of throwing in the towel, but I'm always like, no, I can't do this, because I think people have really appreciated, and it's not easy for you to be appreciated and accepted by people who've got their own busy schedules, busy issues, and a lot of things to attend to. For them to spend even just 5 seconds to appreciate you as you are walking the streets. So I really appreciate what the feedback that I've gotten from the people, and this is the strength that I have. I think for me, music, I don't do music because I want to make money out of it. I do music because I love it, and I do music because I have people that follow me and they are looking up to me to give them something that can soothe their souls. So this is why I do it, and then the money always follows after I've done the right stuff.
Yeah. So from the years itself, you tell that, okay, it's not about the money, it's about the love and passion.
It's the love and passion.
Yeah. So in your remarks, maybe to your fans, people are locked on right now, and those people were asking a lot of questions. I wish we could accommodate a few calls. I know someone's going to kill me for this. But anyways, is there anything that you feel like you have left out that you wanted to update your fans? People have been following your music too much from day one till now.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have been saying my music is not available on social media. Yeah, I'm working on modalities, but it will be I think the only songs that I'll have maybe about 3-4 songs that will be for free. The rest of the songs, if somebody wants them, very soon we'll start advertising on the site where they can download monetized sites where they can download the music, all of it, released and unreleased music, old and new music, and then also we are planning to also get serious with our YouTube page. There will be a lot of communication with our fans. I'm looking for people to work with who are so aggressive in terms of marketing and in terms of social media, because I think I'm a bit behind in terms of technology and stuff like that. And this is why I'd love to find a team that I can work with. And not only me, there are a lot of other odd musicians whose music is still on demand, but it's not there. They need somebody, they need a team that can work with them to make this music available, and then we can all start making money out of it as we await the government to give us the right statutes, the right laws that will protect the music industry in this current status. Yeah.
All right, that's a job opportunity for someone out there. You two have been complaining, saying there are no jobs, but you are busy on social media with quite a number of followers. Mr. James Chamanyazi has just offered someone a job. Get in touch with him. So maybe you can tell us your social media handles, just in case someone wants to follow you and get more details.
Twitter, I use J Chamanyazi, and then Facebook, I use James Chamanyazi and the Movie Party, and then also James Ngoma. And then On which other one?
Are you on Instagram?
Instagram, I am, but yeah, it's Chamanyazi on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. James Chamanyazi, was great having you right here on the show. I wish you go on and on and on, but I'm looking at time. So many questions that I had for you, but I'm pretty sure someone got something right there. It was great having you, and I'm pretty sure someone got something.
I think I'm so humbled, and I really appreciate the time that you've given me. I think I would like to say thank you so much to Joy FM and also to you for according me this time to talk to people, and then also get to know about the current trends of the music industry. Yes.
It's not every, like I said from the start, it's not every day that you have legendaries in the studio. So you just need to accommodate them, whether you like it or not, because we still celebrate your work. Trust me, like I'm still saying it right now, your music has a huge impact on a lot of people out there. From my survey, from my survey, the moment I just posted something on my status on WhatsApp, people were inboxing me and just asking a lot. So there's an impact, a very big impact that you've made to a lot of people out there. But anyways, it was great having you right on Joy FM.
It's been, the pleasure is mine. Thanks so much.
Yeah, so let's get to play this song for the second time. On the other side, we still have so much coming your right. Like I did mention that there are some few stories that have been making news on this very day. One of the stories which I talked about was the biomedical technologist at the Levi Mwanawasa University Teaching Hospital arrested for corrupt practices involving suspected fake convict clearance certificates right there. And more stories that are also trending on this very day right here on Joy FM.
Nyimbo za kale zinikumbusha mama. Nyimbo za kale zinikumbusha mama. Zinikumbusha mama. Iyo iwe men kakudala. Bashi magindi na mashi wipanono.